Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. Today I'm showing you a quite unique model, the first icon set to be released in 2025. This is the 10363 Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine. It's a pretty small set with only 493 pieces, but with a price of $50 or 60 euros, which seems to be a strangely big difference between the original prices, and the release date is January 1st, 2025. So what exactly do we get for our money? Inside the box are 4 numbered paper bags, a smaller paper envelope and the instructions. The envelope has the wings, the material and even the color is the same as the sales of the Endurance set. The manual starts with an introduction of Leonardo da Vinci, and you can see one of the original drawings of his flying machines next to the Lego version. Then we learn more about the concept of the ornithopter, no, not this one, and then a few words from the design team. We had the opportunity to talk to Antita about the set at the Fan Media Days earlier this year in Billund, so I will include some background information from her in the review. And now let's start building. Using the parts from the first bag, we build the stand, which has some interesting angled structures. Here comes a printed plate for the stand, we cover the sides, and this one is finished. We start building the machine itself with a few different brackets. Time for a bit of technique. This shock absorber is new in this color and might be useful for your future retro builds. In this case, it goes here. The other end is also attached and has a surprisingly strong resistance in this setup. This is a tricky assembly with fairly new pieces that belongs here. Cover the side with plates, corrected a small mistake at this end and finished back too. Here I added different window frames and then made this triangular piece with hinges that fits perfectly here, pretty cool. I suspect this will be part of the wing mechanism. Another section with lots of Technic pieces. This rubber part makes the connection flexible. I'm attaching this grey assembly to the bottom so I can put it on the stand already. This is the trigger. When the model is on the stand, it's easier to attach it. It's time to add the first strings. I'm really excited to see how this will work, and it's time to open the last bag. We build and add more linkages. This one is connected to the built-in shock absorber. Here's a technique I rarely see. There are 2 overlapping clips on this end that are rotated 90 degrees and they hold this piece securely when I insert it. The NASA Apollo LRV introduced these perpendicular links, now we get them in a new color. Added a few more pieces and then the whole assembly goes in place. Both wings are built, now I just need to add this thing here at the front. Okay, I made a mistake here, now it's much better. It's time to add the long rope that wraps around the bottom of the whole machine and secure it. Then we can finally put on the wings, which are cut out in the right places and need to be secured with these little pieces. The last item is the minifigure of Leonardo himself, with a printed tile in his hand showing an original drawing of the flying machine. A nice Easter egg is the mirrored writing, which was frequently used by Leonardo. And here is the finished model with the minifigure, which can be attached to the base with studs. It looks great on the stand, and the way it is connected actually makes it possible to attach it in different positions. The main goal in designing the stand was to be stable, but of course there are some design choices for aesthetics. It looks like the shadow of the model. The designers wanted to keep the look as system-like as possible, although the innards are not hidden and the mechanics can be observed. Speaking of designers, Antita told us that Mike Psyche was also involved in the process. I really like the color scheme. It was carefully chosen to be as close as possible to the original designs and potential materials. There was no fixed scale for the set. The design process started with the wings, then the string-driven action was determined and that sort of defined the scale. The whole model is practically one big function. It was quite a challenge to design it. If you listen carefully, the sound design of the wing flapping is also very cool. This is one of the most iconic machines Leonardo has designed. He made more than 500 different sketches and many written descriptions. This is not an exact copy of any of those designs, rather a combination of different ideas that have been realized in Lego form. It's an 18+ set, so you might think it's primarily a display piece, but the play function is very much in focus and it's been tested to withstand abuse, so it's been designed with child play in mind. There are several ways to make it fly. It works on the stand, works with one hand and with 2 hands, but some children did this during testing and the designers had to make sure it worked as well. So I think the features are really good, it looks great, the building process is interesting and even challenging at some points, despite the low piece count. It has some useful recolored elements, a nice minifigure and a reasonable price for what we get, at least in the US. However, I'm quite disappointed with the European price tag, as the $50 is about 47 euros today, definitely not 60. If you are in Europe, I suggest waiting for the January release, because based on available pre-orders, you could get it for under 50 euros at other retailers. So folks, let me know what you think of this set, if you are going to buy it, if you like these functional and display sets. Let's talk about it in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications, as there will be more exciting LEGO videos coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.